Welcome back. You're watching Rise and Shine. Good morning to you. If you happen to just tune in, and we did mention that we'll be having a couple of guests in the studios, and we have the band Clockwork Noise, and it's great to have Clyde and Oshan with us in the studios. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting us.
Thanks for coming as well. So, right, we're going to speak about Clockwork Noise. How did you come up with the name, and how did you both team up?
All right. Before I answer your question, I'd like to take a little moment, because it will be very insensitive of me not to talk about the situation at the moment in the country. So, I mean, there are like hundreds of people who lost their lives, and also there are people still missing and all of that. So, our prayers and thoughts are with them. And in fact, also with the people who are helping out with these efforts, and all of us want to get involved in some way. So that's very important that I wanted to bring that up before we start talking about our music project. So yeah. Now, to answer your question, Clockwork Noise, interestingly, is another way to describe music. Actually, Oshan gave the inspiration for that. You want to talk about that?
So the definition of music is sound in time. So we thought we'll come up with a little tweak on that. So in time is clockwork, and sound is noise. So that was how we came up with the name.
Right. So did you all both school together or something like that?
Yes, we both went to St. Joseph's.
Right. Yeah. No wonder.
We weren't in the same batch, but we actually got in touch later on.
So were you into music from your childhood itself, or did you started doing music later on?
For me, if I can answer, yeah, I was sort of listening to music from like small days. I had those initial MP3 players that were like a pen drive. I mean, from those days, right? So playing music towards my teens. Actually, my dad got me my first guitar class and my first guitar through one of my uncles. And actually playing music at this kind of level, it's something I've just started. I was studying, I was doing my bachelor's and now my master's. I finished both. So now I want to spend a little time doing something I really enjoy. And we'll see how it goes. Oshan.
Yeah, it's more or less the same thing. I used to play on this small Casio organ, and then when I was 14, I got a guitar, and from there, I've been playing regularly for, since then. So
right.
Then, kept on adding equipment and whatnot. And
Okay, so you've taken it to the next level. So you had this as a childhood passion those days, and now it's kind of become bigger.
Yeah.
So you've done your regional. You've released it on social media as well. So before we get to that, tell us what kind of music did you grow up listening to? Who was your inspiration and stuff like that?
All right. For me, and also for this project, one of the biggest inspirations is John Mayer. I'm sure you've heard, right? This is a guy who started with, pop music, and then he got into now blues and jazz, and he's creating some amazing stuff. So definitely a big inspiration
of
for
course,
us.
Not too mainstream, to be very honest. Like a lot of people haven't heard of most of his the stuff we listen to, but I mean, it's amazing.
And he does amazing covers as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Of all the classic hits.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
So that's one. And then beyond that, bands like in our kind of music. So that's Incubus, Coldplay, Jimi Hendrix, those kind of classics. So,
okay, so you're into rock.
Yeah, more or less.
Right.
So that's for me, Oshan.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm heavy. Actually, I'm quite a big fan of rock and metal, and and from there I kind of ventured into blues and jazz, and that.
Okay, now that's a contrast.
Yeah, well, not really if you look at it, because blues is the root of rock as well as jazz. They just branched out from there.
He's
so
a music nerd.
I guess it's a little. I know a lot of people think, oh my God, loud and soft, but actually the roots, if you look at the. So I hope that's how I justify it.
Now you sound reggae to me, going back to the roots.
Yeah.
I think you all have done a couple of originals. Have you could you tell us a bit about your original?
Sure. So this guy, he's a bit of a multi-talented fellow, though he's, you'll find out in a bit as well. So he also, as a hobby, he works on guitars and like fixing guitars and stuff. So it so happened that, I needed my guitar fixed, and I found him online, and I went and I was like, could you fix it and all? And then he told me, he plays music and he would like to work on something. So I was like, okay. So then we got together. We found that both of us are inspired by the same kind of music. And that led to the first song, which is Simple Things, which we released online, was it early April?
Yeah,
somewhere at that
mid
point.
April.
And we managed to reach 8,000 views with that, which was really cool. We were like, what, right? And immediately, like probably a week after, one of your producers, Achala, spoke to us. So shout out to Achala, hey. So, you know.
Right, so I guess it's time for us to have a
to
listen to the original as well. So it's all yours.
Right, thanks.
Don't you want me to do my simple things? It's not like it's killing you. Let me go my way. With each passing day, I'm losing out on space. Take the time to mess this game. I'm walking out on this. Why to complicate this when everything's okay? Is it indicating in some superficial way? I don't understand, but maybe it's my cue for some contemplating to think this through. Watch the sunrise, pierce the darkness, feel the new heat against the cold. See the bottom of the ocean all the way to the sky, seeing the clarity for the very first. Sunrise, pierce the darkness, feel the new heat against the cold. See the bottom of the ocean all the way to the sky, see it over there but I'm here. Why? Take me away to some place I have never known. Take me away to some place I have never gone. Take me away to some place I have never known. Take me away to some place I have never gone.
Amazing performance by Clyde and Oshan.
Thanks.
With that, I think we are going for a rather general question, which is, could you tell us, in general, the artists nowadays, they're like, they tend to like go into social media when it comes to, you know, showing their talents, going to a greater range of audience. So with your performance, with your like what your workings these days, could you tell us how has social media like helped you in terms of you know, going into the crowd?
Okay, so if I was to give a little start off with a little background, so back in the day the music industry was more where you know, an artist would approach a label and give their recording, and you know, but as time went on it kind of changed. Now it's more artists are releasing the stuff on their own, and you know, social media is one of the, you know, one great platform. For example, Spotify is a place where you can put your song up and then, you know, before you know it, maybe 1 million people have listened to it, and you got paid for it. So the balance between record labels and social media has really shifted. So that's why we thought it's better to go the social media route, where more people can access our music. And I mean, we are not if not, it's finding a label, trying to get their attention. It's not really practical, because I think both of us have a lot of time constraints because we are both full-time employed. So social media has been fantastic for that, because I mean, you boost, you do a little promotion, and before you know it, a lot of people have seen your music. So I think it's one great platform that a lot of people should use more, I would say.
Right, and we just heard your song Simple Things, and what about the lyrics?
Oh yeah, so it's talking about well, what I tried, okay, so I wrote that, and what I tried to do with the lyrics was to keep it anonymous. So that is, if you take the message there, it's basically about about wanting some sort of freedom to explore whatever you want to do. And I wrote this song thinking that many people could relate to that message. So, and I also kept it anonymous, like I said, so anyone can put those shoes on and think of that song. So that was really how it worked out. Yeah.
Interesting. So how long did you take to kind of come up with the track?
Okay, so actually, technically, it was from the time he first sent me that initial riff. It took us
Guitar.
2 months and 2 days.
2 months and 2 days.
Yeah.
Very precise, aren't you?
Because no, that's the. Actually, no, that was the release cycle. I think to come up with the song was a little less, maybe.
Yeah, because like we're like trying to, you got this whole business model approach. Well, in operations model where we set a timeline, to like
Business would be you get paid. So
yeah, so like we have the timeline and we want certain things done. We set our deadlines. Because I mean, if you heard these recent pop artists, what's their name? The Chainsmokers, right? So see how quickly they're releasing their new songs, right? It's just insane. And of course now the tools are available to do that. So I mean, if they're able to release so quickly, I mean, the rest of us can't take like months and years working on our next song, next album, right? We work fast.
I think moving on from your point on social media, I think the main thing for us was more the internet. The internet it's fantastic. We can, there were times when we had a WhatsApp call and, we were collaborating real time, and then I do the track and I send it to him, and then, he adjusts it and tells me, okay, look, this is not okay. Can we do this again? So we didn't really have to, follow that standard approach of going into a studio, having a metronome, getting a sound engineer, that whole business. So that's, I think, what really led to the fast turnaround time. So
right.
Yeah.
So, well, about Clockwork Noise, now you said that it's just the two of you in the band for now.
For now.
So how are you trying to kind of get more people into it, and what are you hoping to do?
Well, okay, it's kind of crazy. So the moment we put our song out, we had people actually contacting us and saying, hey, we really like your style of music, we want to get involved. Because you probably heard from that first song that the style is different, right? So I mean, you when we were initially talking to you, you said, okay, it's rock, and then he was talking about blues and jazz, and then what you saw in the end was a fusion-y thing.
Exactly.
So yeah, people who dig that kind of music are contacting us, and so we're getting people like who want to join in. So that's how the numbers will increase. And you were also talking about future plans, right? So this year the plan is to just create more and more like great music that people will love. So for the first song which we released, feedback is great. So we want to keep getting that kind of feedback and creating awesome music. And from after that point, we want to start playing these songs for more and more people, and this definitely is a massive opportunity for us being on this show. Thank you so much.
It's great having you on board as well, and we had fun listening to your song. And we would like to wish you all the very best with getting in touch with the right people and kind of getting them involved in your endeavors too, so that you can give out a good variety of music in your album if you're going to release one per se. So we would like to wish you all the very best with that. And well, thank you so much once again for being a part of the show. We're going to wind up the program with your original, which is not yet released in a big way.
All right. Sure,
Right?
sure, sure.
So the song is Chains.
Yes.
Right. It's over to you, and it's time for us to say bye-bye on the show as well. Take care. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
And thank you, Clyde and Oshan.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank
All
you.
yours.
Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. Watch Miss fade from the streets with the sunrise in the east. See that girl walking up her street, basking in the light, she smiles. 10 years she spent to make it go away. 10 years she spent to chase them all away. The demons and their chains and their claims, but they're not far away forever. Wake her, shake her up from this dream. Don't wake her, shake her up. She rests in peace. Looked at her with those steely eyes. They looked at her, they wanna buy. They sense fear in her scent. They sense pain in her lies.